Hi, welcome to this video. In this video, I will design the diagonal background image element on the right side of About section. For diagonal background image, I created an empty div inside the About section, and the ID value for this empty div is about-bg-diagonal. I'll first add CSS selector for this diagonal div inside the style.css. I'll go to the style.css, and under the About section, I'll write the CSS selector for that diagonal div. I'll write hash, and the ID value for that diagonal div is about-bg-diagonal. CSS rules for this diagonal div will go inside these curly braces. I'll go to the index.html file, I'll save project files, and I'll open this index.html file inside the web browser. I'll click on this open in browser extension. I'll scroll down to the About section. I'll design this diagonal background image inside the web browser using Chrome Developer Tools. I'll right click on this About section and it will open Chrome Developer Tools for us. Okay, I have an empty div and the ID value for this empty div is about-bg-diagonal, and this is the CSS selector which I just wrote inside the style.css. As I said, I will design this diagonal background image inside the Chrome Developer Tools. This is the CSS selector for diagonal div which I wrote inside the style.css, right? And I can apply CSS rules to this CSS selector inside the Chrome Developer Tools. I'll first set the width property for this diagonal div. I want this diagonal empty div to take only 60% of its container. After that, I'll set the height property for this div, which is 700 pixel, and this 700 pixel will make it equal to the left side of content box. Now I have a div which has taken 60% width of its parent and the height is set to 700 pixel, and you can also see the blue highlighted inside the web browser. Next, I want this diagonal div to move to the right side of About section. And to move it to the right side, I will use CSS float property and I'll set it to the right. And now you can see we have a diagonal div which has taken 60% of About section, and the height for this diagonal div is 700 pixel and it is floated to the right. Next, I'll set the background color to red. The red color is just for demonstration purposes. Later, I'll replace this background color property with the background image property. Now I want you to pay attention. The diagonal shape can be achieved using borders, and I'm going to use left and top borders. I'll first use the border left property, and the value for the border left property is 20 pixel, solid green, and you can see 20 pixel solid green border on the left side of this diagonal div. After that, I'll set the border top, and the value for the border top is 20 pixel, solid yellow, and we got 20 pixel solid yellow border at the top of this diagonal div. Okay, now I have a div with red background, green left border and yellow top border. Now I am going to show you the technique how we can get the diagonal shape. As you know, the height of this div element is 700 pixel, right? I'll set the top border to 700 pixel so it covers the whole div element. Let me set the border top to 700 pixel. I'll set it to 300 pixel first so you can see the changes, and I'll move it to the 500 pixel, and I'll finally move it to the 700 pixel. So by this way it will cover the whole diagonal div. After that, I'll set the left border to 200 pixel. Okay, and you can see that this div element is getting diagonal shape. Next, I'll set the top border to transparent color so we can see the actual background color. I'll set the color to the transparent and we can see the red background color. And I'll set the left border color to white. Awesome, we got a beautiful diagonal shape just by working on borders. Now I will customize this diagonal div for about section. We just need to replace the background color with background image property. I'll replace the background color with background image property. And I'll set the image property. For the image we use URL, and inside the images folder I have bg-about.jpg image, and there we have the image for about section. Awesome. And last, I want this image to not repeat, to be fixed with parallax effect, and for that I have already created a parallax class. I'll add the parallax class to this diagonal div. And the name of the parallax class is bg-parallax. Awesome. I will copy these CSS rules and I will add these CSS rules inside the style.css for the diagonal div selector right here. And I'll add the bg parallax class to this diagonal. This is the parallax class which we created inside the home section. Let me show you. This one. I'll save all and I'll close the Chrome Developer Tools. I'll refresh the web page. And now we have a beautiful diagonal background image with parallax effect. This is the home section and this is the services section and this is the about section. Awesome. It was very easy to create such diagonal shape, right? We are done with about section. If you have any confusion or any question, please ask me because I want you to learn best from this course. You can post your questions in QA dashboard. I can help you there. I'll close the about section because we are done with it. And I'll beautify the code inside the style.css and I'll also beautify the code inside the index.html file. Okay, we are done with the home section and we are done with the services section and we are done with the about section. Okay, see you in the next video. Thanks.